Life after 70 can be a time of profound clarity. You've lived through decades of triumphs and trials, seen the rise and fall of trends, witnessed people come and go. And at this stage, you begin to realize something powerful. Much of what used to keep you awake at night simply doesn't matter anymore. In fact, holding on to these old burdens can weigh down your joy in your later years. Today, we'll talk about 7 things you can finally release without guilt, and how letting go of them opens the door to a lighter, happier, and more peaceful life. 1. The need to impress others. In your younger years, life often feels like a stage. You dress a certain way to fit in, you speak carefully to sound smart enough, you choose a career or a lifestyle partly to gain respect. But after 70, something shifts. You realize that most people are far too concerned with their own lives to keep score on yours. Impressing others becomes irrelevant because the only approval that truly matters is your own. This is the age to wear what makes you comfortable, speak your truth without fear, and choose activities simply because they make you happy, not because they make you look good. Example: an older gentleman once told me he used to buy expensive watches to feel important at meetings. Now, he wears a $10 watch from the market and says, "It tells the same time, but now I enjoy it without worrying about scratches." That's freedom. 2. Holding grudges. Grudges are like heavy luggage. The longer you carry them, the more they slow you down. After 70, you see clearly that life is too short for old bitterness. The people who wronged you have likely moved on. You've survived the pain, and it no longer serves you to relive it. Forgiveness here isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of replaying those memories. Studies even show that forgiveness can lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and improve sleep, all priceless benefits as we age. Think of your mind as a garden. Every time you release a grudge, you're pulling out a weed and making space for flowers to grow. 3. Chasing perfection. When you were younger, perfection might have felt like the goal, the perfect home, perfect career, perfect appearance. But after 70, you see the beauty in imperfection. You understand that life's charm comes from the little quirks and flaws, the laugh lines on your face, the slightly squeaky chair you've had for 20 years, the uneven handwriting in old letters. Chasing perfection only invites disappointment. Choosing acceptance brings peace. Now is the time to replace "I should be" with "I am enough." Practical tip: keep a perfectly imperfect journal where you write one small thing every day that's not perfect but still brings you joy, like the slightly burnt toast that still tasted delicious. 4. Competing with others. There's always someone with a bigger house, a fancier car, or more vacation photos. But after 70, comparing your life to others is a waste of your most precious resource, time. You realize that success is personal. It might mean having a loving family, good health, or simply waking up to birdsong. Competing only steals your gratitude. Now is the season to focus inward. Grow your own garden instead of peeking over the fence. Celebrate your wins, however small. Story: a retired teacher once told me, "When I stopped trying to keep up with my wealthy neighbor, I finally had the time to plant roses. Now, I have the most beautiful garden in the street, and it cost me nothing but care." 5. Worrying about what people think. This one is the golden ticket to freedom. Opinions are like passing clouds, here for a moment, gone the next. After 70, you recognize that no matter what you do, someone will have an opinion. So why not live in a way that feels true to you? This is the time to dance at weddings, even if your moves are outdated, to wear bright colors, if they make you smile, to take that art class even if your drawings look like a child's. Living authentically is the greatest gift you can give yourself, and an inspiring example to those around you. 6. Material possessions. At a certain point, you realize that the stuff you own can start owning you. The big house needs maintenance, the overflowing closets collect dust, the garage is full of things you might need someday but never touch. After 70, simplifying your possessions can be deeply liberating. Downsizing isn't about loss, it's about making room for life. A smaller space means less cleaning, fewer worries, and more time for experiences. Tip: give meaningful items to loved ones while you're still here to see their joy. That old watch, the family recipe book, the handmade quilt, these things have more value in the hands of someone who will cherish them. 7. Regretting the past. Regret can be a stubborn shadow, but it has no place in a joyful later life. Every choice, mistake, and detour brought you to this moment, and this moment is all you truly have. Instead of asking, "What if I had?" I ask, "What can I do now?" You can't rewrite the past, but you can write the next chapter. Learn from mistakes, share your stories, and use your experiences to guide others. This transforms regret into wisdom, and wisdom into a legacy. 8. Keeping up with trends 5-6 minutes. When you're younger, there's a constant rush to keep up with what's in fashion, technology, music, slang, even the right way to decorate your home. But after 70, you begin to see trends for what they really are, temporary waves that come and go, often faster than you can blink. Trying to keep up can be exhausting and unnecessary. That new smartphone with 40 features you'll never use? The clothing style that changes every season? The social media dance everyone's doing this week? None of it has any lasting value in the grand scheme of your life. Instead, this is the time to embrace timelessness. Wear the clothes that feel like you. Keep the technology that genuinely makes life easier. Listen to the music that stirs your soul, no matter how old it is. In doing so, you remove the pressure to constantly update yourself and focus instead on enjoying yourself. 9. The urge to control everything. In earlier years, many of us try to steer every part of life, making sure family members behave a certain way, that events go exactly to plan, that every problem has our input. But life has a way of showing us that control is often just an illusion. After 70, one of the greatest sources of peace comes from accepting that you can't control everything, nor should you try. Your adult children will make their own decisions. The weather will change without your permission. Plans will sometimes fall apart. Instead of fighting these truths, you can lean into them. Accepting life's unpredictability makes room for surprise joys, unplanned adventures, and less stress. You move from being a manager of life to a participant in life, and that shift can make every day lighter. 10. Proving yourself. For decades, many of us live under the silent pressure to prove our worth to our parents, our bosses, our peers, even ourselves. We chase accomplishments, titles, and recognition, hoping they'll validate our existence. But after 70, that pressure starts to fade. You realize you've already lived a full story. You've worked, loved, tried, failed, succeeded, and learned. You no longer need to prove that you're capable, worthy, or good enough to anyone. Now, your life can be about enjoyment, contribution, and connection rather than competition and validation. You can create for the joy of creating, help for the joy of helping, and live for the joy of simply being alive. This freedom from proving yourself is one of the sweetest gifts of aging. It allows you to just be, without needing an audience or applause. Reaching 70 and beyond is not the end of life's story. It's a new chapter where you finally understand what's worth holding on to and what's safe to let go. When you release the need to impress, the grudges, the perfectionism, the competition, the worrying, the clutter, and the regret, you make space for peace, laughter, and presence. Because in the end, happiness isn't about adding more, it's about caring less. And the lighter you travel, the farther your joy will take you.